Hello everybody, it's Carl and your garden guy, and today we're planting some lettuce. So let us plant some lettuce. Hello everybody, it's Carl and your garden guy, and as you can see today I'm in the vegetable patch again, planting up some lettuce today. Look at these lovely little dudes. They're looking beautiful. Hey, I think so. Now, when it comes to planting lettuce in your garden, there's a few different routes you can take. One is raising them in trays and then bringing the trays out as I have today, and then planting these little trays or plantlets out into your vegetable garden. The other way is to sow your seeds directly into the soil and cover them up and have them sort of germinate in your garden beds. Today, quite obviously, we're going to be doing the first, which is planting them from little seedlings or little plantlets that we've grown up in the greenhouse. So when you're growing lettuce in the garden, there's a few things which are really, really important. One of them being your soil. You have to have good drainage with planting lettuce. It's vitally important. If these dudes sit with soggy, wet feet, they rot at the bottom and they fall right over and it's goners. So you gotta be sure you have good drainage. The second thing you wanna have in your soil when you're growing lettuce in your vegetable garden is that you wanna have tons of organic matter for them to be using up. These guys grow really fast and they really enjoy a bit of food. They love it. Today I'm going to be feeding them some of these guys. This is a kraal manure from Bark Unlimited Organics, and it works beautifully. It's nice and full of nutrients. So let's get into it. Now, ideally what you want to do is prepare your soil about 2 weeks ahead of time, and then just before planting you do it again. You add some more organic matter, you mix it in again, so you know there's already nice microbial activity in your soil. It's been established very nicely. As soon as your plants set root in there, they're going to take off and reward you with delicious leaves. So we're just preparing the soil the second time over now, and as you can see, very nice and loosely, right? That's beautiful. So time for some kraal manure. Get this bad boy here. I just want to show you what it looks like. Let me show you that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's freaking orgasmic. Let me tell you, for a gardener, this is gold. Right, so this is going to work beautiful, nice and rich with nutrients. So we know my little plantlets are going to be quite happy as can be. Right, so I'm going to be working in at least half of this bag. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, get it all out there. Look at this. Hey, gosh, it gets me excited. Okay, look at this. Let's mix it in there well. Now, let me just get my garden bed level here again. Because when you're planting lettuce, it's quite important that you space them very nicely. These guys can be rather susceptible to disease and aphids, most definitely. Thankfully, they're a cold season crop, so a lot less bugs in the garden, but they can still become a problem. Definitely your slugs and your snails become a real issue with your lettuce plants. So always keep a close lookout for those little buggers in between your leaves. Luckily you can see where they walk, so you know there's someone around. Okay, if this lettuce gets a bit hot, they grow really quickly and they start flowering, which means we don't get any leaves, and what's the blooming point, right? So you don't want your lettuce to get too warm, and you want to give them enough light when you're bringing up your seedlings in your little seed trays, right? Just a little tip. Okay, let's plant them over. What you can do is sort of nip that little point off, right? And that'll give you some more harvesting time. If you feed them right, with a nice nitrogen-rich fertilizer, which I'm going to be getting in here a bit later, then you encourage that foliage growth, and you can sort of convince this little plant to make leaves rather than flowers. Okay, right, so I'm going to start sticking these dudes in here one by one. Now, a few things are really important when you're planting your lettuce, and that's exactly it. When you're planting your lettuce, you need to be doing this in autumn or in spring, and you need to do it rather late afternoon than early morning. just because if you plant this little plant out here now, and he's gone through all this stress of being transplanted over, now you're leaving him there for the heat of the day. Can you imagine? The produce is going to die. So it's really important that you time it right, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and pop in a few more over here. Now, one of the most important things when growing lettuce for the garden is that you do it sporadically, which means plant new seeds every 2 weeks or so. And why is that so important? Well, because you want to be eating the small young little leaves these plants are making. Their older and larger leaves are bitter. They don't taste lacquer. So you after the new fresh little growth. So you always want to have fresh little plants coming into the garden, and then you're always harvesting the fresh little leaves. You don't want to be harvesting the old leaves. So it's really important that you keep sowing new little plants, so as these guys mature, we can throw them away because they make bitter leaves, and we can have new fresh lettuce the whole time. Very nice way of doing that is preparing your entire bed at once, 2 or 3 weeks before you plant. Then you come and plant your lettuce, and you only plant it bit by bit. So I plant this little piece, in the next 2 weeks I plant this little piece, in the next 2 weeks I plant this little piece. And that way I've always got 6 or 7 or 8 little lettuce plants feeding my family. Fresh, nice, healthy veg. So there you have it. Easy as ABC, vitamins, ladies. Until next time, I've been Carl Moore, your garden guy. Thank you for your time. Happy gardening and happy planting.